welcome to Leaders of Tomorrow, India's only daily television platform for small businesses. We bring you the right information to empower you, the SME entrepreneur. Tonight, we're bringing you a deep dive into the express logistics market here in India, the opportunities and challenges, and what trends to watch out for in 2019. I'm in conversation with R S Subramanian. He's the country manager of DHL Express. Thanks so much for taking the time, Subbu, to speak with us today. You've had a fairly interesting journey as part of DHL Express, and I want to start there. You started in the US, you've seen a few acquisitions, you're continuing as far as the acquisition, the aggressive acquisition footprint is concerned. Give our viewers a sense of DHL Express.
Okay, DHL Express, we started in the year when man landed on the moon, 1969. When three of our founders, which is D, H and L, which is Dalsey, Hillblom and Lynn, they got a very small idea actually, which has become a global market now, which is that how to get a trade document by air ahead of the ship landing on the shore for international trade. Okay. So it saves a lot of time and efficiency for the ships and shipping industry, and it became an instant hit with the international tradesmen and with banks who are sending trade documents. Over the last 50 years, this has spawned off a $50 billion global express market. Yeah, so therefore a big idea which started small has become a large corporation globally, and it has given rise to what is called as an air express industry. So in that sense, DHL is a pioneer.
Sure.
We are now part of the DPDHL group, and in India, we've been present now for 40 years. Okay. Our history in India, if I have to say, it traces the life cycle so far of Indian businesses in the international trade. Okay. Till about 20 years back, we were moving only trade documents and small samples. But over the last 20 years, we are possibly become relevant to almost every segment of the industry, be it textile, garment exporters, electronics, manufacturing, automobiles, aviation sector, life sciences, pharmaceutical. So whole range of industries. We are now handling their critical shipments and connecting them to a large number of destinations globally.
So you're clearly involved in every sector here in India, but let's talk specific to small businesses that I understand is a major chunk of your revenue, and it has only been growing year on year. And small businesses clearly mean a lot and matter a lot to DHL. You also have My DHL that specifically works in the area of small businesses. Let's talk about My DHL, and then maybe we can talk about one or two of the specific, imports, exports, etc. I'll come to that.
So you said small businesses are important to us. I'll tell you how important they are. Close to 70% of our volumes and revenue in India come from small businesses. Okay. So therefore, we are as important as anybody else for small businesses, and they are important to us. And therefore, our focus is on ensuring that small businesses who want to do international trade, either they want to import for their manufacturing or raw materials, or for exporting their goods to a variety of countries globally, we provide them tools which make life easier for them. Okay. Yeah, our service is end-to-end, which is called, we call it door-to-door. And therefore, right from the time of preparing a shipment, giving it packaging, knowing what documents to carry for a country where it is being sent to, what are the regulatory compliances they need to undergo, and the destination requirements in terms of licensing or anything, the whole host of understanding which they need to have so that their shipments flow seamlessly is available with DHL. DHL is able to give because DHL is present in 220 countries globally. Okay. Yeah, 220 countries and territories globally. And in India, we are present in almost 30,000 locations. Yeah, therefore, any SME cluster in any remote corner has access to DHL. And DHL now increasingly is present directly to 30,000 locations, and the width we get because of our sister concern, which is Blue Dart, who are present widely across the country. Now DHL Express is also directly present in all the key SME clusters in the country. Okay. So the reach we have and the kind of services we are able to offer them makes it easy for them. Point number one, you spoke about My DHL Plus. My DHL is a DHL portal which we give to our SME customers, so that the entire process of be it shipment preparation or track and tracing or talking to DHL or managing destination import requirements and keeping track of their billing and keeping track of their shipment history, all of it is available to them in one place.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's absolutely easy. Why is it important for SMEs? SMEs are small offices,
How
right?
do you define SMEs actually?
Okay.
What's the size of the business that you're typically talking to?
In our internal analysis, we think less than 200 crores is an SME,
Sure.
which is tighter than your
Absolutely.
definition.
Yeah.
But still, we have more than 60,000 customers who do business with us. These SMEs typically will not have a specialized logistics department. They're all multitasking. So, if I am able to solve some of the knowledge gaps, some of the procedural issues, and take on the worry of looking after the shipment end to end, then they are free to take care of their core business, in terms of what product and how to develop it and how to manufacture it and how to fulfill it. So this is the value we bring to them.
Sure.
Yeah. So usually, very often, some people might say that DHL is a large global brand and might be very costly. But
I was just going to come to that.
We
in
bring
fact.
such great value to the SME,
Yeah.
which is one of the reasons why we provide such services
Okay,
to them.
so for a small business watching this interview to say, great, I would love to work with a brand like DHL, but it is going to come at an additional cost, and every small cost matters to an SME. How would you answer that?
See, if you're a small SME and you have the ambition of playing in the global market, you need to understand which are the variables I'm going to keep to myself and which are the variables I'm going to leave it to somebody who can take care of it. Yeah. So the cost of fulfillment, the quality of fulfillment, and the reliability which you need to service a global customer is very different from what you can achieve yourself. Okay. Which is where I think DHL comes in. So we deliver nearly 98-99% of the time, on time, every time, on commitment for our people. So that reliability will not come. Second is, if you're an SME who's trading to few countries, it's okay. Now, what about the third or the fourth or the fifth country you want to expand to? When you're going to expand to multiple countries, then you are adding more and more complexity to your operation. And you are going into territories with lesser and lesser knowledge. It's important that you go to a knowledge partner who are able to provide that. Very often we have found that express service is relevant in different contexts for different reasons. One is that the cost of failure can be significant than the cost of the shipment, which is one of the reasons why they come to a person who can give reliable service.
Okay.
Point number one. Point number two is you can go to somebody who will give slower service and which will be much cheaper. But slower service also means slower business cycle. Slower circle also means that you are lagging against your competition within India or outside India from a Vietnam or a Bangladesh or a China who is able to bring goods faster to the market. And therefore, you are different reasons why you need express service, why you need a reliable service provider like DHL, and where it is adding value to you.
Okay.
So faster cycle, more reliability.
Sure. You provide advice as well when it comes to, say, the export markets, whether it's for an exporter, for someone who's looking at imports perhaps. You're also, present, of course, in the domestic market. So maybe if you can just talk us through some of these verticals, the specific sort of solutions that you have for SMEs.
Okay, so what I said earlier about exports is all about exports, which is absolutely the kind of services we give for export. My DHL is very relevant. In the case of import, DHL is the first or still possibly the only company which can give a product which is door to door for importing and which you can pay in India. The consignee pays, not the shipper pays. What is the advantage of consignee paying? Consignee paying because the consignee at the time of asking for import knows what is going to be my end-to-end landed cost and what is going to be my end-to-end transit, and therefore how do I plan it for my manufacturing and supply chain. So therefore that's a beautiful product which puts control in the hand of the importer rather than relying on the exporter to do the needful to take care of your supply chain. In domestic market, Blue Dart Express is our sister concern. They have a fantastic range of products, possibly the only air express domestic service provider in the country. They are the only domestic cargo airline as well. And therefore, around their aviation network and the fantastic ground network they have a range of products which are time definite and day definite, which is next day morning delivery, next day afternoon delivery, same day delivery within metros, etc. etc.
Sure.
Now with e-commerce becoming a big segment, there are a variety of customer solutions which Blue Dart and DHL are delivering to put the power in the hand of the buyer so that they can get flexible delivery options without bothering the shipper.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe I can explain this to you. There is a tool, possibly you heard of what is called on-demand delivery, ODD. This is a global DHL solution, yeah, which we offer to all the e-commerce shippers ex-India or any other country, which is that when you're registered as a shipper in ODD, your customer who is buying from you online,
Okay.
yeah, will have the flexibility of talking to DHL and changing his delivery schedules. You can say, don't come today, please deliver it to me on Saturday. Please do not deliver it in my office, please deliver it at home.
Sure.
Or please hold it with you for 5 days, I am on a holiday, I'll come back and collect it, etc. If this service is not available, you have a situation where the buyer is talking to the shipper, shipper is talking to DHL, DHL is talking to shipper, shipper is talking to buyer. So there's a whole
Amazing.
chaos
Yeah,
and there's
yeah.
no control. So this tool puts the control in the hand. It's so beautiful. Now we have almost 70% of all our e-commerce shippers who are fully registered on ODD. All their customers are getting the great flexibility which ODD offers.
Okay. How excited are you about your SME customers? How excited are you about the SME segment?
It's the most happening sector.
Okay.
I was telling you, for us there is a theme which is to say, for example, we work with a slice of the SME who are somewhat involved in global trade. One of the things which we want to encourage SMEs is that if you have a product category which is amenable to global trade, you should get onto it. It's exciting space and it can make you more successful. Because we've seen a study by Europe Economic Intelligence Unit which says that the 10-15% of outperforming SMEs all have an international trade connection. Yeah, which basically means that if you're in international trade, the business is forced to become more competitive, sharper in their practices, better, more best practices involved, better technologies deployed. The global demand and global customers' strict conditions make you gear up to become extremely more competitive, and that pushes success for you. But no. Also to say that the global trade opens a wide range of markets. I have seen what was earlier a mom and pop store in 10 years' time become a thriving 200-400 crore business which is using global trade through e-commerce and offline, but becoming very smarter and very capable and expanding at a rapid pace.
I'm going to take a very quick break on that point, but much more with DHL Express on the other side in terms of the express logistics market here in India. Just stay tuned. Welcome back. You're with us here on The Leaders of Tomorrow, and tonight we are in conversation with DHL Express. So just before we hit the break, we were talking about why you're so excited about the SME segment here in India. What is also very exciting about you as a company, and from my reading, has suggested that you have consistently been one of the best companies in India to work for in the last many years, placing within the top 5 over the top 10. Why is that important for you as a company?
It's absolutely important because in the DHL thought process, the management thought process, we have what is called a human sigma, the concept of human sigma. The concept of human sigma says that emotionally engaged employees produce emotionally engaged customers who give you, depending on which study you see, give you anywhere from 30 to 40 to 60% more profits as a business. So therefore it makes huge sense for you to have employees who are completely engaged, who are completely motivated, well trained, and happy to be part of what DHL wants to do in the space of logistics. Which is what I think we are working, and we're still working on putting pieces so that it is a long sustained
and
framework.
This is a global sort of mandate.
What drives this framework? I call it, when I'm asked this question, I mention it's a 2-3-4 formula. 2 stands for our guiding principles, our values, which is called respect and result. Only 2 words. Normally when you have values for a company, you will have a page of commentary. We went through all those versions and finally settled on just two words, which is respect and result, which is respect for everything we do, which is for our employees, for our regulatory laws of the land, for the environment, and results, produce outstanding results. For whom? Three bottom lines is our aspiration, which is three important stakeholders: employees, customers, and shareholders. We but strongly believe that if you are not good in all three, we will collapse as an organization. Because service-oriented organization, people-driven organization. Any amount of technology we deploy, they have to be administered by people.
Okay.
Fourth is our express business strategy. It's called 4 pillars. It starts with, it goes like this. Motivated people produce great service quality, which ensures that we have loyal customers. And therefore, as a result, we get profitable business.
Okay, I want to understand as well that if you could use this platform to give maybe 2 or 3 tips to our SMEs who are watching about how to engage with the millennial workforce, whether they're in your industry or not.
Okay, 2-3 things I think are very, very important. One is that there has to be open two-way communication opportunity given at all times.
Sure.
The millennial should be valued as an individual and his ideas and thoughts have to be heard, and there has to be a process for him to be able to demonstrate his skill at work and off work. Yeah. Third, most important is that the atmosphere in which you are working, he should feel a desire to come there because it is a place where he can be successful, he can have fun, and he can build relationships which will last, and he will be working in a team which will not only help him succeed, but he will get the best out of him so that they as a team can succeed. So you need the culture drives retention for millennials.
Okay.
Yeah, we have millennials in couriers, we have millennials who are in our customer service call center, completely different kind of people. We have millennials who are frontline sales executives. All of them come from very different backgrounds, very different mindset, but all of them have one thing in common, which is these 3 things which I am saying. I am coming to a place where I will be respected for what I am. My opinion counts, and if I have a valid idea, it will be heard and it will be implemented. And more importantly, I have colleagues who are going to help me succeed.
So as we're winding down this conversation, so I definitely want to talk about, of course, the role of the government.
Yeah.
And we are counting down to the full and final budget in a couple of months from now. As one of the biggest players, as the biggest player really in this space, what would you perhaps like to say?
See, whenever we talk about government, there are only 3 things I think we will ask. Yeah, one broad banner, they call it ease of doing business, but it is related in our space. What does it mean in terms of ease of doing business? I think we are governed by a lot of regulations which are very, very old, 50 years old, 60 years old. The context of the express industry has changed. We need simpler regulations. We need better infrastructure at the airports for processing express kind of shipments, because it's the fastest growing logistics segment. And all of us know that in the air cargo industry, express will possibly become the largest segment. Yeah, then we need therefore better infrastructure. We need a trust-based environment rather than a suspicion-based environment. Okay. So that both the industry, which is the trade, the service provider, and a government regulator like customs are able to work together for efficiency and better quality. So this is one big area in terms of ease of doing business.
Okay.
Second big ticket item where government should focus on is transaction cost. Yeah, this is to make our industry competitive globally. Transaction cost as a percentage or logistics cost as a percentage of GDP is almost 14% in India. In developed economy, it is 5 to 6%. If you knock off a single percentage, it can take away $5 billion of waste out of the system. It's putting money, better money into the hands of the consumer in terms of lower prices, or profits into businesses who are struggling. Yeah? The whole ecosystem will become very virtuous cycle. So therefore, transaction cost is something which we need to focus. Again, we come to the same problem, right? Efficiency drivers, better infrastructure, simpler regulations, more digitization, transparent systems. Yeah? And the third is, how do we get to these 2? Getting to do these 2 is a process. The process of, I think, government and industry consultation is very, very important.
Okay. My last question to you then really is, GST has been a big game changer for small businesses, more so those who are in this industry. Has it been all good? Any changes you'd perhaps like to say?
See, there are 2 things. As an Air Express company or an express service provider, what do we see? There is GST and e-way bill mechanism which has been implemented. Prima facie, on day 1 or first year of operation, we've seen efficiencies in the road movement. Yeah, our goods are coming faster. For us, even if I say 1 hour of transit, it can make a big difference to my efficiency in the operation. So we are very happy with that. We did a study of about 180,000 shipments of 2018 and checked their transit time post e-waybill implementation. And we found that some shipments benefited by almost 48 hours. Yeah, therefore, there is an efficiency which is coming in, which is good. The second part is that GST is making a unified market single tax a reality. Yeah. And therefore, it is easier now for our customers to look at their supply chain decisions not from a tax arbitrage point of view, but from a fundamental cost and value to the customer point of view. So this is a big change, but this will mean that they can do consolidation of their warehouses, relocation of their warehouses. They can go to third-party players like us to take warehousing space so that it puts flexibility in their hand. They can increase and decrease depending on demand and which market they are entering, etc. This, if you ask me, is the long-term benefit which will come, and we already see shoots of it coming.
Sure. Thanks very much for your time here and for this very in-depth conversation on the express logistics space. So that's all the time we were able to pack into this special episode. If you have any feedback for us, here's how you let us know. leadersoftomorrow@timesgroup.com is our email ID. Get in touch with us on Twitter. Sunanda_J is my personal Twitter handle. LOT_ET Now is our official Twitter handle, or Leaders of Tomorrow on ET Now is our Facebook page. Do get in touch and leave us your comments and suggestions. Thanks for watching. If you are one of those marketing enthusiasts who's curious about the changing relationship between cultures and brands, then Starflow, the Change Festival, is where you need to head this weekend. Starflow, the Change Festival, curated and organized by the Times of India, is the country's first 2-day marketing conclave and festival where the finest minds in business will come together to discuss the future of marketing and help you equip yourself with the next big change in marketing. Learn and share new and innovative ideas and network with industry and field experts from the country. Starflow takes place on the 14th and 15th of March at the Taj Palace in New Delhi. For more information about the festival and to register, visit www.flowfest.in.